Hi, my name is Reina Echevarria. I'm going to be doing my project, so I'm going to start with the first question. What were the struggles of the group? Transgenders had many struggles. Oh yeah, my group is transgender. I chose it because my topic. So, transgenders in 1800s through 1950 were always known as transgenders or transsexuals. Jenny June, born in 1874, as Earl Lind, wrote the autobiography of an Andrew 1918, and the female impersonators in 1922. They provide first person testimony about the early 20th century life of a transgender person. June describes herself as a fairy or an individual, she said, with male genitals, but whose physical constitution and a sexual life approach the female type. In 1895, a group of self-described androgynes in New York organized a club called the Circle Hamadryas, based on their wish to unite for defense against the world's bitter persecution. In 1950s and the 1960s is when some of the first transgender organizations and publications, but the law and medicine did not respond favorably to growing awareness of transgender people. Virginia Prince, a transgender, worked closely with Alfred Kingsley to bring the needs of transgender people to the attention of social scientists and sex reformers. The Labyrinth Foundation Counseling Service was the first transgender community-based organization that specifically addressed the needs of female to male transsexuals. Transgender people fought in many riots and a lot of riots to get the rights that they wanted. And a lot of them were lost, and they didn't get most of their rights that they wanted until now in 2000. They've been fighting for since 1960s, and it's been many years. Um, 1957 was a period of heavy discrimination. For those who were known to be transsexual, in 1966, the first case to consider transsexualism in the U.S. was heard. In 1966, transsexuals couldn't change the name on their birth certificates. The court ruled that only New York City Health Department code only permitted a change of sex or name on the birth certificate if an error was made recording it at birth. In 1968, a transgender person again sought out a change of name and sex on their birth certificate. The change of sex was denied, but the name change was granted. Male cross-dressers used to get arrested in some states. 1998, a transgender woman named Rita Hester was murdered. The Transgender Day of Remembrance is held every year on November 20th and now memorizes all those murdered for being transsexual. Now on to question 2. What are the current struggles of this group? There are many struggles transgenders go through. For example, restroom wise. It's not acceptable if they go to the opposite one of their sex. It's hard for them to get a certain job, housing, or healthcare, or having their gender identity respected. Lesbian, gays, and bi people, and transgender challenge society's normal, see my fingers, um, normals on how women should act in their gender expression and in the relationships they form. Some laws in other states make it difficult for transsexual individuals to change the gender markers on the state's birth certificate.